And by the end of the video, I'm really hoping you can help me answer the question, why hasn't LEGO released a UCS AT-AT? G'day YouTube, Down the Bricks here, and welcome to this week's video. A video I have been really looking forward to bringing to you guys. Today we're going to have a look at a custom UCS AT-AT. And I figured instead of just looking at the custom set itself, I thought it would be best to do a comparison with some official LEGO releases. And by the end of the video, I'm really hoping you can help me answer the question, why hasn't LEGO released a UCS AT-AT? So first up, let's have a quick run through of what we're actually looking at here. So on the left, we have set 75054. It is from 2014 and has 1,137 pieces. And on the right, we have the set from 2020. 75288 has 1,266 pieces, and in the center we have the plus size AT-AT from Rebrickable from designer Raskolnikov, and it has 2,499 parts, so it's basically double the piece count from the LEGO releases. So because of that, you would expect it to be better in every way. So is it? Well, that's what we're going to delve into in this video. So my thoughts are, I'll show it off in comparison to the LEGO versions, and through the video I'll point out a few things whether I think either or could be improved on, and maybe some of the things I'm not quite impressed with on the LEGO versions. And if you are interested in building this plus size AT-AT, I will put a link down in the description below to take you directly to the Rebrickable website, and it's all totally free, so you can upload your parts list to Bricklink and you can download your instructions. So all you have to do is get in and buy yourself the parts. But let's jump in now and do some side-by-side comparisons. Starting with the side profile of these AT-ATs, and this really helps you appreciate the increased size of this custom build. You can also see the shape of each of these models, and you can see there's a lot of similarities between the 2014 model and this plus size AT-AT, and that is because it was actually based off this 2014 model. Whereas the 2020 model, you can see the body has had a few changes, and whether that's more accurate or not, I mean, to be honest, I haven't really looked into it. I would imagine that the slightly longer body is probably more accurate, but I think when you compare them like this, I really don't think it makes much difference, to be honest. What really is a big standout though is the use of a lot more tiles here on the custom model, so it really helps with that more smooth look of the AT-AT, whereas with the LEGO models we get a lot more studs, and I think it just looks a little bit more cluttered. And please don't think I'm taking anything away from these LEGO models, because we are dealing with a custom build here that's twice the piece count than these LEGO models, so of course it's going to be a lot better, and it's going to be bigger, it's going to have more detail. But I just wanted to point out a lot of this detail, and a lot of it went into these legs, and I just really love the legs of this custom build. It's such an improvement over the LEGO models. You can really see that they kind of look like chicken legs on the LEGO model. There's not a lot of beefiness to them, whereas when you look at this custom model, there's just so much more detail, a lot more tiles. They're definitely built out a lot more detail in there. And even on the inside, it's so much cleaner. Even when you get the undersides of the brick, it actually still looks good, actually looks part of the machinery of the AT-AT, whereas in the LEGO model there's just too much of it. When it comes to the interior, you can see the 2014 model is a little bit lacking. We do have the opening hatch at the bottom there, but other than that, there's not a lot of detail. On the 2020 model, huge improvement. We actually have a nice surface area to put some troops. We have some chairs in there. You can actually even put the speeder inside as well. One of the notable changes for the 2020 interior is the absence of the bottom hatch, but we do have the rope mechanism here, and we can have our Luke swinging up to destroy the AT-ATs. On the custom model, we actually get the 2 levels of the AT-AT, and a lot more detail. You even have the ladder going up to the next level, and you can actually fit the speeder from the new model. You can fit it down inside there. I have tried that, does fit in there quite nicely. So we don't get any seats in this one, so I have thought about I might put some seats in there. I'm not too sure, because ultimately when it's up on display, I'm not going to be opening it a whole lot. But you can just see the increased size and the increased piece count really allows you to have a nice spacious interior. The custom model also has a bottom opening hatch as well. For the access into the interior, you can see that the panels here use these hinges, and on the 2014 model it does stand out a little bit. It does make it a little bit more bulky. On the 2020 model, it's a lot cleaner look. It's a lot more sleeker. It is an improvement. On the custom model, again, we use the hinges as in the 2014 model, but because of the increased size, it actually blends right in, and I think that looks very nice. For the cabin interior, for the 2014 model, you can get a couple of minifigs down in there. It's a little bit hard to get down in there, but not a lot of detail, but you can get 2 minifigs in there. For the 2020 model, we can fit 3 minifigs in there. Now I haven't put them in there, and I gotta say, to get them in there, it is very tight. We have a bit better interior. We have a few panels in there, so it's a definite improvement over the 2014 model. And like I said, you can get your 3 minifigs in there. It is quite tight. Now I've taken the 3 minifigures from that set and put them in the custom model here, and here you can see that it's actually nice and spacious. So each of the minifigs has plenty of space in there. You have the retractable viewfinder here for viewers, and it's all round, it's a definite improvement over the Lego models. With even having the Lego models in front of the plus size AT-AT, you can still notice the considerable size difference. Now I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I think are a little bit of a negative for this new model, and the one thing is the Technic pins here. I mean, they really stand out like dog's balls, don't they? And the reason is the attachment method. So with the old model, this Technic hinge actually connects vertically up into the side here, whereas in this newer model they actually connect 90 degrees back. Well, depending how you have the leg, but for legs straight up and down, it's 90 degrees back, and those pins just really stand out, and there's no way of covering them up. So to me, that's a real disappointment. Now in this model we do get some pins here which I have covered up. So I've just removed the tile there. Now I have added a couple of Technic pins here to attach a tile to cover those up, but you can see I've done it on the front here as well, and just by adding those pieces make a big difference. Now of course I did have to add those pieces. They didn't come with the set, but the opportunity's there to cover them up, whereas you're really limited with this model. The other big difference to me is the neck. Now if we have a look at the neck here, I really don't know why Lego went this way with this piece using these steering wheels. I think the old design, if we look there, it doesn't really cover it up. It's quite messy back here. If we look at the 2014 model, while it does have quite a big indent in behind the head here, the neck area there is just so much cleaner. It's a definite improvement, and I'm glad that they took a similar design to this into the custom build. I mean, it's really just done a lot better again, and just have a look at that. That is just very nice and clean. And one last angle here from behind, and again the increased piece count just allows a lot more detail and a lot tidier. The gaps are better. It really comes together a lot more cleaner than in the Lego models. So the final discussion here, first of all, do I think the 2020 model is an improvement over the 2014 model from Lego? Yes, I do. There is a number of improvements with the interior, with some of the detail, with the extra focus on the undercarriage behind the legs. Definitely a big improvement. Do I think it's enough of an improvement to need to upgrade from the 2014 model? Probably not. I still think the 2014 model is a great model. But in saying that, I mean, on Hoth, I think there was 5 AT-ATs, so I think everybody needs multiple AT-ATs in their collection. So I don't think you can go wrong with adding the 2020 model if you have the 2014 model. But as for how do they compare to the custom plus size AT-AT on Rebrickable, well, honestly, there is no comparison. It really is chalk and cheese, and I think this is a perfect substitute to put in your UCS collection. I really take my hat off to the designer. He did a fantastic job in every way. It is an improvement over the Lego models, which brings me to the question, why haven't Lego released an official UCS AT-AT? I just don't understand it. Here is just a glaring example of what can be done. Why hasn't Lego done it? It's 2,500 pieces. It's not going to break the bank. I mean, UCS sets, yes, they are expensive, but I mean, you could probably look at doing this as a 2,500, 3,000 piece official set, and around, you know, the 400, 450 Australian. That'd be something around the 200, 250 US. I mean, it's still a lot cheaper than the Cantina. It really just boggles my mind that such a unique vehicle in the Star Wars universe has not been created in a UCS set by Lego. So I'm not sure, can you help me answer that question, why Lego hasn't released one? Possibly because they want to go bigger again, it becomes a stability issue. I'm not really sure, but I think most people would be more than happy with this set as an official Lego release. And with the release of a new AT-AT playset, I really think that a UCS model is off the cards for quite some time. So if you're wanting to add one to your collection, I highly recommend this plus size AT-AT. I mean, would I like it bigger? Yes, of course I would. I mean, I would truly love a huge AT-AT, but I gotta say, I am more than happy to add this to my UCS collection, and I believe most people would be just as happy. So there you have it, guys, a plus size AT-AT with a comparison to some official Lego sets. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please put it all down in the comments below. Let's have a bit of a discussion. Everyone join in, because I know myself and others would love to hear your thoughts, and the only way you can do that is put them in the comments below. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, because I have stacks more Lego on the way. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you for taking the time to watch. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.